Good morning, my beautiful friends. So, I'll keep this short. On my video called Women Not Supporting Women, I was just waiting for those comments that still don't support me. And they came in. Most people were super awesome. They're like, you don't need to defend yourself. And someone's like, turn off the comments. I go to those comments, they're very helpful for me. Really, because some of those comments were like, I was in the same situation and you're helping me, you're encouraging me to not be in the same situation. And I also got, hey, I got a weighted vest and I'm so much stronger now. So I love the comments, but there's one. One said, I don't understand why you still preach to people to eat low fat. So I don't make everybody eat low fat. However, 99% of people that come to me want to lose weight. It's as if people aren't realizing that you can utilize your body fat for fuel if you let it. But if you eat a stick of butter on top of a ribeye and you already have insulin resistance, maybe you have type 2 diabetes, you're making it worse. So I'm not talking to myself. I eat plenty of fat, but I also prioritize protein. I prioritize protein, and then I use fat as a lever. If somebody wants to gain weight, we turn that fat dial up. If someone has epilepsy, seizures, Alzheimer's, I'm going to turn that fat dial up. If they're really lean and they're athletic, hello me, I turn that fat dial up. Most people aren't in that situation. Honestly, most people they could lose 100 pounds or whatever that I work with. And that's what they primarily want to do. They want to lower their blood pressure. They want to get off statins. Maybe they want to lower their cholesterol. And if you're putting a stick of butter on top of that ribeye, your triglycerides are going to go through the roof because you have no place for that fat to go. Okay? Lipotoxicity. Look into it. It's a real thing. So context is key. If you're lean, athletic, epilepsy, seizures, Alzheimer's, maybe MS in some situations. However, I've worked with people that did better with PSMF. But we're like living in this denial state that, yeah, eat all the fatty meat and you're just going to reverse all these diseases as long as you're carnivore. And it's not true. It's not true. I have thousands of testimonies. Maybe we'll throw some up right here right now because it's scary. People are, doubling their need for insulin. Their blood sugars are getting worse despite eating carnivore. So you with the mean comment, I'm not talking about myself when I say let's use fat as a lever and turn that dial down, because you can use your body fat for fuel if you let it. So does that make sense? I hope it makes sense because it's really important. There's a lot of misinformation out there, especially from these influencers that are very lean eating sticks of butter. If you're not lean in that situation, you can't just do what somebody else does and expect the same result, right? If you're if you're 24 and 6 feet tall, never had a weight problem, you probably can get away with that. But anyway, I'm adding plenty of fat. It's going in the right direction. You don't have to worry about me. I almost got my dimple back. It's coming. It's coming. So, love all you guys. Thanks for my venting, listening to my venting. Aloha, my friends. I'm going to keep this part a little short because I want to focus on my family's favorite meals. And my friends are coming today. My friends from Canada, my friends from Ohio, my friends from my retreats. I've made my best friends on those retreats. If you've ever been to summer camp, you understand that you become very close very fast. And my retreats are like summer camp. So I rented a cabin just, I don't know, 10 miles from our house. And we're all going to stay there and cook together and ride bike together, swim together, kayak together, paddleboard together, do all the fun things. So they're coming today. They're driving. So driving from Canada and stuff. Yeah, I'm very excited to see everybody. They're just the light of my life. I love them. So I just wanted to touch on a few things. I listened to Julia Roberts and I bought myself some bigger jeans. Bigger jeans, if you didn't catch that. Yeah, I got some bigger jeans. And yeah, I was like, I'm not going to look like a sausage in these jeans anymore. I'm over that. And so yeah, got some bigger jeans. And like, I thought my dimples were gone. Like, I thought I lost so much muscle in my face that my dimples were gone and they're coming back. So that's a good non-scale victory, which I love. What's your non-scale victory, right? Because whether you're gaining or losing, whatever your journey is, I feel we're all in this together and we need to encourage each other. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because you're my diary, whether you watch these or not. It's more for me, just like getting things out in the world. And I love reading your comments. I say that every week, but it's really a joy. I still get the comments about, why are you wearing a weighted vest if you want to gain weight? People totally overestimate how many calories they burn. Look how slow I'm going. But people totally overestimate how many calories they burn during a workout session. And they often replace that with, like, oh, I deserve the donut because I just burned 600 calories. You want to check yourself, because you have to run a marathon and a half to burn 1 pound of fat. So I am not walking a marathon and a half worth of walking. I'm not going to be negating my benefits. And it's going in the right direction, so just relax, people. You gotta just stop being so nitpicky. Really. Those type of people I just out of my life. Whether you think you're helping or not, it's not. So another thing I want to tell you about is, I don't think you realize how, especially when I was a teenager and I didn't eat the way I eat now. I think it's gonna rain. How depressed I was. Depression was real, big time. And that's another reason why I'm not gonna reach towards the pasta, the bread, pizza. I'm over that. Like, that's not even something I want. When I was sick in Hawaii, Craig's like, if you don't eat what I bring into this house, I'm going to leave you. And it was just to make sure that I gained some weight when I was at my lowest weight and very sick. And he went down the street and got the gluten-free cauliflower crust pizza. And I was like, oh, that still has like tapioca starch and stuff in it. But I ate it. It didn't make me feel great gut-wise, but I ate it. So that's another reason why, we have some neighbors here. That's another reason why I am not going to be reaching towards the pizza and the pasta, because it affects people's moods so much. If you don't believe me, we did an interview with Dr. Georgia Ede, who is a Harvard psychologist, one of those, who has her patients go on a ketovore, carnivore type diet, because antidepressants and anti-anxiety meds only work for less than 50% of the people. I had no idea it was that low. It's a fascinating interview. I'll make sure that it's in the show notes. And there's a hospital in France that feeds their patients a ketogenic diet. And guess what? They put their most resistant patients to medication in this hospital. 100% of them went into remission. So I fear going back into that state. I do not want to go there. That's why I also don't drink alcohol for the last, what is it, 24 years. I don't want to feel that way. I deserve better. And I've gotten so far away from those foods, I don't even crave them, right? And you can certainly gain weight on carnivore. We see it all the time. I do have some watermelon after I lift weights. And that's so I don't, gluconeogenesis is a very hard process for the body to do, but it will do it if you don't eat any carbohydrates, because you do need glucose for certain things like your brain, your thyroid, a couple things. And I do enough carbohydrates, usually in the via of watermelon or fruit, so I don't have to use and go through gluconeogenesis and use up protein for glucose. And then I can utilize the protein for other things like my skin. Look at my skin, guys. I mean, it's so much better. I actually am going to do this. I have a really close friend of mine is an esthetician, and she does a lot of skincare things for me. I've never told you, I mean, I didn't really get into what of the things I do. They're natural. But she said, Maria, the last time you were in before your weight gain journey, your skin, we did some sort of scan. She's like, your skin was awful. I didn't tell you that, but it was awful. So we're gonna do another scan, maybe in September, and I'm gonna show you the before after. I'm really excited for that. It's like, dude, my hair even is like not so dry anymore. It's great. But yeah, if you're going back into that depressive state, and lifting weights is kind of like my natural antidepressant. And I fear a little bit when I'm gonna be gone for a month, speaking in Rome, Egypt, then we're gonna, in between speaking in Egypt and South Africa with Dr. Noakes, we're gonna speak at Dr. Noakes' event. We have about 2 weeks, I think, and we're gonna be in Botswana on safari. And I'm a little nervous, and it's not about the calories I'm burning. I don't really care about that, but lifting weights makes me so happy, really, really happy. So I know that most of the places we'll stay have a gym, but also on vacation, I'm just having fun, right? But I am gonna try to prioritize that. Maybe I'll film some of it. The thing about like filming me working out, I do not want people to judge me for my form. I won't be like, hey, your form looks bad. Oh, nitpicky, right? Nitpicky. But anyway, those are the things I want to talk about. And I'm gonna make some recipes for you in this video to show you what my family loves. And if there's a recipe you want me to make of any of my books, I will make them and put the recipe in the link below or in the show notes things. So let me know what recipe you want. So to start with the waffles, we're going to use 8 ounces of ground beef. I'm using this ground sirloin, which doesn't have a lot of grease at the bottom, so you don't have to drain that. So we're going to toss it in there, and we're going to saute that up, and I'm going to speed this up for you. Okay, friends, now that there's no longer, I mean, if there's a tiny bit of pink, it's going to get cooked anyway in the waffle maker. So I'm going to take this out. And here's the thing, this is a very versatile recipe. Like, we usually don't have chicken at our house. So if you don't have chicken or you don't like chicken, you can make it all with beef. So just do 16 ounces ground beef. Or if you don't eat beef, you can do 16 ounces of ground chicken. Okay. If you're vegetarian, I don't know what to do. So we're going to just set this aside. And the reason I wanted to make these waffles, I'll tell you that once I get the chicken on there. This is going to be set aside. Now we have some chicken, and I think I'm short. I don't think this is 8 ounces. It might be. You want 8 ounces of chicken. I have some chicken tenders. And I'm going to chop them pretty small, because the smaller you make them, the faster it's going to cook. Speedy, speedy, speedy. The reason I want to make these is because I am going to be speaking at an event this weekend. I love doing that. And I wanted waffles, first of all, but this is something that I'm going to put in the freezer so my kids can just pop them in the toaster oven and have an Eggo waffle that's all protein, no sugar, none of the junk, and it's super easy to make. So now we're going to ground the chicken. Sorry, I'm burping because it was so good. We're gonna brown the chicken, cook the chicken, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Good morning, my friends. I am very excited. I'm gonna go over here. This is where our gym is. I can show you that someday, but I'm going this way because I was finally given permission. I've gained enough weight that Craig plugged the sauna back in. I couldn't even figure out how to turn it on. He's an electrical engineer, so he totally turned that off. And I'm gonna come over here. I love that it's outside. And I'm gonna turn on my sauna and sit and watch the birds. Let's see. Jump on in here. He said he turned it on. Yeah, nice. So yeah, I'm gonna get this set. In the winter time, it will take at least an hour, if not more, to warm up. But since it's nice out, and I think it's about 70 degrees out, it should only take maybe 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go and do just a simple upper body workout over in the gym. And then my sauna it's an exercise mimetic. So we'll do that afterwards. I'm so excited. So here I am chilling out in the sauna. I'm not turning this red light on because I have the other red light that's more powerful and that one's kind of noisy. So here I'm just chilling and watching the birds and relaxing, which is just as important to lifting for muscle enhancement. You're parasympathetic. So I'm very relaxed in here, very chill, no work. I love it, but I am making sure I don't want to end up in the emergency room again. So this is filled with ice and ice water with my unflavored Element. And Element is so generous. You use the link below, which is www.lmnt.com/KetoMaria. You get a free sample pack with all your orders. So whether you want a sample pack or you want somebody else to try it, don't forget to try that out. I love the unflavored. They have different, my kids like the orange salt, the watermelon salt, all that. And the chocolate too. Kai likes to make a hot chocolate with the chocolate, but yeah, check that out, link below. Okay friends, now to make the waffles. Just so easy. They're so delicious. You'd never know they're made from beef. And I've had leftover burgers and didn't know what to do with them because a reheated burger is never quite the same. So I've used that, ouch, that's hot, in place of browning beef. So you could do that too if you have leftover burgers. But all the meat is going to go into a blender. We are going to add 9 eggs. And if your kids are picky, have them help you make this because it's super easy. We're going to add a tablespoon of Further Food gelatin, which I love. I have this in a lot of recipes because gelatin is like a form of collagen. And gelatin, I used it as a thickener yesterday when Kai wanted a teriyaki sauce. So check it out. Maria Mind Body, you save on every order. This is not a promo for them. I just love it. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of salt. Of a Redmond real salt. Alrighty. Now I'm going to put the cover on. Blend this up a lot. Come on. Now you don't want any chunks in there, so make sure it's blended really good. What we're going to do now is I have some duck fat spray. Whatever spray you got works. There's no judging in Maria's kitchen. I'm going to open this baby up, spray it, and these waffles are like crispy on the outside, light and fluffy on the inside. Store great in the freezer for an easy meal. I love breakfast for dinner. There you go, filled with protein. I love it. I was already making these, that's why my machine is filled with this spray. Ouch. Hot. And you have these waffles that are so good. I highly suggest making a double batch. This recipe also can make bagels, if you like bagels better. And then what I do is I drizzle my brown butter dip all over them. And you got a delicious breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you want. Craig likes a runny egg with his, so we'll do that. They're just getting up. I've been up for a long time. So I just want to show you what they're going to look like when they're done. But yeah, get your kids to eat meat. Don't tell them what's in this. So I'll bring this up a little bit. Don't tell your kids what's in these waffles, because that's what my mom would do. We were at their cabin and I made my carnivore pancakes. And she says, okay, breakfast is ready, but I don't know if you'll like the pancakes because they're Maria's recipe and they're healthy. It's like, rah, rah. Don't tell your kids that. Just give it to them. Be like, hey, it's a new waffle recipe. Or have them help you make it. Because I remember Kai never liked scallops. And so I had him make scallops. And he was only like 5. I said, it's 90 seconds aside, super easy. So he did it. And he ate them. He loves to try anything he makes. So that's kind of my tip. But yeah, check these out. It's not quite done yet. We'll wait a second. I'll come back in a second. So I don't know how well this is coming through on camera, but we have a crispy outside, tender inside. It's like the perfect waffle. All right, so here we go. We have a runny egg for Craig and the crispy waffles. I think the lighting's bad. So that will be his breakfast. This one was mine that I already started on. I have my brown butter dip on here. I'm sure Craig won't use it, but it's so delicious. And if you're ever wondering where you to find these recipes, it's at mariamindbodyhealth.com. I know it's the worst URL. I started blogging when blogging first started. So that reason there's like millions, thousands of recipes there for you. But I should have picked like keto.com. That would have been smart. But anyway, the rest of these are going to go into the freezer for easy meals. Bella, you want some num-num? Bella, num-num. A little waffle? And try it? Yummy. All right, my friends. So something that I started doing because I wasn't fueling my body well was for hair growth. I'm going to do a microneedling session, and I kind of want to show that to you because hair loss is something a lot of people ask me about. I'm wearing a sheet mask while I do it, which I often do. If you've ever been to Korea, I've been to Korea a few times for skincare, and they wear sheet masks all the time. But in the high school yearbook, I don't know if you did this, but in the high school yearbook, we had like most likely to succeed, best hair, best like athlete. And I was best hair. So I want to keep that great hair. And so I have this, it's a Dr. Pen, and you can choose different needles. This is 36. I have a 48. This is a 24 that I'm going to use. And I'm not just going to microneedle. I'm going to use GHKCU serum on that. Get that on there tight, otherwise it won't turn on. And you just push the button. And that's the microneedling. I do not go too deep. I shouldn't even be telling you guys this because I don't want any infections to happen. You have to make sure your scalp is very clean. So if you're somebody like Rebecca who doesn't wash her hair, which I totally respect, and her hair is like amazing, you're not going to want to do this because you want to make sure that your scalp is completely clean. So I just kind of like find a part, and then it doesn't hurt. I mean, my pain tolerance is pretty high, but I just kind of go back, and you can go this way and then go the other way. If you're going to do it well, right? But again, don't go too deep. Don't do a medical microneedling. Believe me, I'd done that on my face and I had an infection. So I don't do it on my face anymore, but I'll do just a light, and this is just getting circulation to the head. Hair growth is all about circulation, and that's why the GHKCU, which is considered a peptide, is the best. I actually don't even have a bottle of it because I put it in this black bottle because it's way easier for application, but I mean, if you want to know the one I use, I'll have it in the show notes. Not a sponsored video. It's the one I found to work the best. And yeah, so I do this, and then I'll set that down and put that in the spots where we had penetration. And I will do this maybe once a week. If I'm traveling, it's hard to get it done. But I'll keep going. I'll part in another spot and do that. But I find it very effective. I mean, I don't know. I like to do it. It's kind of like a little routine. It takes me maybe 10 minutes to do. And then it's not so bad. It's nice and quiet in here. I love my bathroom. I actually just got this. This is my new jewelry box. How cute is this? Look at, like, I love it. It's from Etsy. I love Etsy. Open it up. I don't have a ton of jewelry, but I love it. It's so cute. I love the little handles. But anyway, that's my micro needling session for you. Hey friends, it is a beautiful Saturday morning, but I want to show you what I'm doing. We are going to be making meatballs. Kai asked for meatballs. I had him pick out, I have like 20, maybe 30 different meatball recipes. So he's picking them out. We're going to use this book, but I'm going to show you how to make it so you don't have to buy the book. Let's see. That's my favorite one too. And look, I have everything displayed over there now. It looks so nice. So we have our ground beef, obviously from Butcher Box. Ground sirloin, we're going to do 2 different types. If I'm making it, why not? So we have Italian sausage and ground beef over here. This is going to be a triple batch. It's going to be a double batch. This is the Goyuza meatballs. This is going to be the Mama Maria meatballs. That's on my blog. We'll have that in the link below. But I'm going to set this up here, and we're going to go to town because it's a beautiful sunny day out. I want to go outside. So Craig thought of this. It's so nice, and there's a garbage underneath it. I love it. All you need is, and I'm not even going to bake these now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the balls, put them in the freezer, and then put them in like Ziplocs for a future meal. Oh, I wish I would have grabbed the scissors. Here we go. So super easy. I usually have the kids help because they love to squish their hands around the meat stuff. All the meat. Now, the Goyuza meatballs, I'm actually going to open the page so I have it. Is usually with ground pork or ground chicken. However, I have neither, and I have ground beef, and we like beef better. Oh boy, it's too big. It's too thick. I did have it on there. I know it works. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. We'll do that. Okay, so 1 pound, but we're doing a double batch. I'm gonna open this garbage up. So 1 and 2. If you have ground chicken, go for it. Butcher Box does do ground chicken. And you think like, oh, is she like a Butcher Box salesman? I just love it. It's so convenient. I had to go to the store today to get like green onion and stuff because we don't have that usually. But I'm going to tell you a trick. This is quite watery. If you do use green onion, you're going to put it in a jar like this. And we're just going to chop it off as needed. We need what? About, how much? I know there's green onion in this, aren't there? Scallions, 2 tablespoons scallions. Green onion, scallions, whatever. So I just cut it like this. And I'm a bit of, I think my favorite person I've never met is Julia Child. I have all of her books. I just love her personality. I think she's an amazing human, and I always have cooked like that. Like, oh, you don't have this? It's okay. Guess what? I went to the store for green onion and ginger, and I forgot the mushrooms. So I usually use mushrooms to add that depth of flavor. First of all, mushrooms have umami, but also mushrooms add that moistness that breadcrumbs usually do. So even if you don't like mushrooms, you're not going to taste them. They taste great. Oh boy. I got a frog in my throat. I'm going to add 2 eggs here. Okay. We want a clove of garlic, so we'll do 2 because we're doing a double batch, remember? And I use a garlic press, so did Julia Child. I know Anthony Bourdain always hated the garlic press, but I like it. I don't know why. I guess it makes the garlic taste different. I don't know. Do you use a garlic press? I love them. I have 2 of them. Kind of wish I didn't. I'm trying to do like this feng shui thing, getting rid of all of my stuff. No, Bella, don't eat that. I've dropped a piece of garlic. Icky. You won't like that. So 2 cloves of garlic, and then what else we need? Ginger and a little tamari. So we're using tamari. It's like a soy sauce. Everybody's like, what's tamari? Tamari is soy sauce without the gluten. So if you are gluten-free and you go to a sushi restaurant, they will bring you tamari. Good sushi restaurants use tamari. So garlic press. I'm going to probably add a little bit more garlic. Nobody's going to complain about that. Sorry about the noise. But it's early in the morning, so that's another reason why I'm freezing it. My kids usually don't eat right away in the morning. They do a bit of intermittent fasting naturally. I think it happens when you're not eating carbs and sugar. You shouldn't wake up hungry. That's meaning your blood sugar is dropping, or you're just not eating enough like me, like I was. So 2 more cloves. But we do usually eat non-traditional breakfast. It's usually not eggs. It's usually burgers, meatballs, meatloaf. And if you go to Asia, those savory breakfasts, that's very common. We're going to add like a teaspoon of this, but we want 2 teaspoons. And Kai loves soy sauce to make flavor. And I'm going to add fish sauce. It's not in the recipe, but adding fish sauce to everything is brilliant. But before I mix that together, I'm gonna do this one because I don't want to get my hands dirty yet. So with this one, this is Mama Maria's meatballs. Okay, that one is really good. And we're gonna do some sweet Italian sausage. This one does not have sugar. If you go to the so cute story. We were at Thanksgiving, and this must have been 10 years ago, and everybody loves my stuffed mushrooms. And so my dad went to the grocery store to get the ingredients for stuffed mushrooms, the Mama Maria's stuffed mushrooms. There's a restaurant in town here called Mama Maria's, and that's why I called them that, not because of me. But they had a Mama Maria's stuffed mushrooms, and so I made them. And he calls me. He's like, Maria, there is no pork sausage, sweet Italian sausage without sugar. So even my dad was trying to do that. I know he wouldn't have cared, but he knows I care. And I said, well, we do what we can, right? So he got it. It was fine. Now we're going to add 3 eggs. So for every pound of ground beef or pork, you want 1 egg. Okay, so 3 of those. And then what we're going to... Oh, I forgot the ginger in this one. Bummer. Okay, so can you see this? This is the ginger. Don't use powdered ginger. You will be like, it doesn't taste the same as going to a restaurant. No, like a Thai restaurant or whatever, because they use real ginger. So in the interest of time, I'm just going to quickly take the outside off of the ginger. You could, like, I know people like use a spoon so they don't waste it like I am. I'm wasting quite a bit here. But in the interest of time, and I'm going to grab a cheese grater. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a paper towel and grate it right on there so you guys can see. Like this. And we need double batch, so 2 teaspoons. But I'm going to do more than that because I love ginger. There we go. Nice. Ginger is, I love ginger. And that's going to go in there. Maybe a little touch more. That looks just like 2 teaspoons. And Kai is my foodie. He is the one that asked for this one, this recipe. Micah likes Italian stuff. The Italian chili, all that type of stuff. I'll set that aside. I don't want to waste that. Now we're going to add some ginger or garlic to the Italian one. I don't think ginger would be good in the Italian one. And again, we'll crust those garlic cloves in here. And then we're going to add some onion. What else? Cheese. You can go dairy-free if you want to. And if you have the mushrooms. So I put the mushrooms in a food processor, so it's just really tiny pieces of mushroom. And that's where a lot of that moisture will come from, but it's okay. It's okay. It'll turn out. I remember I was doing a YouTube video making meatloaf, and I put it in the oven. I said, Kai, we forgot the eggs. And I was like, well, it'll be fine. It turned out, you know, just a little bit different. It's fine. Not a big deal. Don't want that in there. Oh, and we want to add some salt too. Now, fish sauce is a salt alternative, but I didn't add the soy sauces for that. But in here, we want some salt for sure. I'll probably add some fish sauce too. Anchovies is very common to add in Italian cuisine. You know what you won't find in Italy? Spaghetti and meatballs. You will not find spaghetti with their meatballs ever. Only in America they do that. So if you do want spaghetti with your meatballs, I have a carnivore noodle recipe, and we will have that linked up for you guys to try. I have a video making it, and it's really, really good. We're gonna add a little bit of, see how nice that is? Scrape it right on in there. Add a little bit of onion. How much onion? Let's see. 1/4 of a cup, so 1/2 cup. No, actually, we're doing a triple batch. That's right. Gotta do the math. Again, do not judge me for my knife skills. I am not a trained chef. I just know how flavors work. Yeah. So, and I'm not afraid of using onion and garlic. Like, even as a carnivore, I did like carnivore level, totally no onions or garlic. And now I've added in, and partly because I think I lost so much weight on carnivore because I thought the food was boring. Like, I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. We're going to add salt and a touch of fish sauce. Fish sauce adds umami. That's why I like using it. It's just awesome. Now we're going to add some cheese. Again, you can do dairy-free if you want to. I have that type of cheese, the Parmesan. And then here's something that I found. Pluck. I love Pluck. The guy's awesome. Super nice guy. I forgot his name. But Pluck, if you don't like organ meat, you can hide this in things, which I'm going to right now. You can't even taste it. If I can get it open. Doesn't even smell. So add a little bit just for some nutrition. You could add more than that if you want to. I'm afraid it's going to take over the flavor. But now, into the Italian meatballs. I need to work on my grip strength, people. Oh my goodness. Ay, ay, ay. We're going to add some of this Primal Kitchen tomato sauce. No sugar, no seed oils. It's hard to find that. And Primal is awesome for that. So anyway, now we mix these together, and I can speed that up for you guys. I forgot to tell you, I did add some Italian seasoning to this one, the Mama Maria's meatballs. I forgot to tell you that. I was doing it when I was mixing it, and it was in speed mode. Now I use an ice cream scooper. Now this is a pretty good size one. The Asian ones I usually make a little bit smaller, but this I love, like giant meatballs at, you know, like restaurant style, buca di beppo, right? So I'm just gonna do that, put them on a parchment lined baking sheet. And at this point you can bake it if you want to, but I'm gonna put these in the freezer. I want that one better formed. Put this in the freezer for, I don't know, an hour, hour and a half. And then I'm gonna put them in a Ziploc bag. And then whenever I'm traveling, Kai can take some out, Micah can take some out, and just bake them as needed. And then you can also make the carnivore noodles and put those in the freezer for an easy meal too. Like, I'm all about like planning ahead. When I have a minute, I make something that can easily be made by my family, especially with my travel schedule. My travel schedule is this. I'm speaking in Orlando, then Egypt, Rome, Botswana, not speaking there, just going there, speaking in South Africa, then speaking in Montreal, Tampa, and then I'm not at Hack Your Health, people. I'm at a different thing. And then I'll be in New York for, I am fixing my nose because I can no longer breathe through it. It's a doctor that only does noses. I can breathe a little bit through my right one, but nothing, my left one feels like a Tic Tac shoved up there. So, and then we're in Hawaii for the season. So lots of traveling, lots of being gone, and my family deserves to eat well. And I like the meatballs too. I'm just talking about like when I'm not around. It's easier for Craig. And then, yeah, that is how I roll. I'd love to know, like, what meatballs do you like? Mexican, Asian? This was actually featured. There was a restaurant. It closed down with COVID, but there was a restaurant in Madison, Wisconsin called Good Food Cafe, and it was a completely keto cafe, and they made my meatballs. Yes, they did. They made my meatballs, and I would go there, and I did some book signings, and so many people came. It was awesome. And I ate these meatballs. He's like, I said, these are so good. He's like, they should be. It's your recipe. So thank you, Corey. You are so awesome. I wish it would have survived. But yeah, he's a type 1 diabetic and has to, everyone with type 1 should eat this way. Anyway, that is it. And it only took a few minutes to make, right? You guys can do this. All right, a couple more things about the meatballs. I'm going to put them just right on in this freezer like this without them being covered because I'm going to transfer them once I'm done. And I know you're like, look at all the meat, right? Don't hate me, vegan people, vegetarians. I just know where the nutrients are. And if you are like me, check out the link below. I think it's free ground beef for life. Like, who doesn't want that? If you get the Butcher Box deal and it comes to your door, they also do sometimes free bacon for life, which is awesome. And then you don't have to go to the store. So check it out. And it also helps support me. So please order Butcher Box. I really appreciate all of you. Okay, friends, the meatballs are finished, and I want to show you how we're going to do this. Now, we have the Primal Kitchen sauce that I use to make them. And I'm going to put that in the bottom. I don't even warm that up because these are super hot, and Kai doesn't like food too hot. And then we're going to put them right on the top here, like this, like that. Kai, are you excited?
Yep.
Have you eaten anything yet today?
No.
And what time is it? Almost 3.
Yep.
He is my intermittent faster. So I should have put this in the oven to melt the cheese. Are you okay with it not being melted?
Yeah.
You're okay with it? And Kai, am I a short order cook? Do you know what that means?
No.
Short order cook. What am I going to make Dad for dinner?
Burgers.
Smash burgers for Dad. And I'm going to have some smoked chicken. And Mike is going to have what? Lasagna.
Yeah.
Like, I make whatever, but I want people to be happy and like it. So why don't you try them and tell people what you think? Like, maybe give it a rating 1 through 10. Let's see. We're just like smelling it. The aura. Aroma, not the aura. Be careful, it's going to be very hot. Oh, I would be very careful. Super hot. What would you give that rating?
I love meatballs, so 9.3.
9.3 people. This is the highest we get because what do you say for a 10?
Wagyu steaks.
Wagyu steaks, my friend. And I don't make that for you, do I? No. Where did you have a Wagyu steak last?
Japan.
Japan. I haven't even been to Japan, Kai. You are one lucky dude.
Yep.
You thought you were going to get all the sushi and you ended up having the best meat of your life, didn't you?
Yep. It's really good.
What was your favorite thing you ate?
Best thing, probably the Wagyu. There was this one restaurant in Kyoto where, they had a bunch of entrees. And
Wasn't it like
bunch
a
of
5 sampler? Like
Yeah.
5 different things?
There's that, and there was a bunch of stuff. There was shabu shabu. Yeah.
Oh, shabu shabu. I have a recipe for that. You know that? We should do it.
Yeah.
You like shabu shabu? I don't.
I like it.
Who likes boiled beef?
It's actually good in Japan.
All right. I had it in Korea and I was like, meh, meh.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can do shabu shabu if you want to, but thank you for the rating. And what do you want to tell people?
Cook with your kids.
Cook with your kids, people. Okay, friends. You know I don't like doing my hair, but I'm actually going to be on a podcast in about 20 minutes. I just wanted to end this video by telling you, I know some of you are like, oh, the comments aren't that bad, but let me tell you, I got an email. I don't even know how this woman got my email. And she went on and asked me why or if I feel mad at my body for not being able to carry my own children. Delete. I don't regret. Craig and I made this decision to adopt children. I was married before I could legally drink alcohol. I was married at a very young age, and I told him, you know, my doctor said I might struggle with this, but I don't want to go through fertility treatments. That's just not for me. And he's like, okay, let's adopt. And that's when I knew Craig was the man for me, because we had the same idea about, I don't judge anybody for going through fertility treatments. I just know there's so many children out there that need parents, that deserve to have a family, and I am not mad at my body for not giving me my own children, because I have the two coolest kids in the world. How dare that woman say that to me or ask me that? That was so inappropriate. This was weeks ago and I'm still fuming about it. That was so hurtful. And if my kids saw that, I don't even know what to think about that. I think more people should adopt. I wish it was a little easier. I wish it was cheaper, but I am so grateful to be able to call those boys my kids. I'm grateful to be their mom. I am the lucky one. Everybody's like, oh, your kids are so lucky. No, I am the lucky. Craig and I are the lucky ones. So with that said, I hope you enjoy these recipes. If you try them, comment below on what you would rate them. If you would rate them a 9.7 like Kai did. But thank you for watching. Thank you for your kind comments. And just think twice before you say things like that. Mamma mia. Bye, everybody. When I was 16 years old, I was diagnosed with PCOS, acid reflux, depression, and IBS. Instead of taking those prescription drugs, I decided to change my life with food. Yes, food healed me, and it's healed so many of my clients over the past 20 years of working with people. If you are interested in transforming your life, check out KetoMaria.com. I'd be honored to help you.